And here was the scene in West Oakland this afternoon. Kind of a cool and breezy day for a stroll out there with temperatures only into the mid-60s. We had so much fog this morning it never really warmed up for the afternoon. And there's a view of some of the fog from Oakland looking back toward the Golden Gate. And as we take a look for Mount Tam, this is a time lapse of the past few hours. And boy, that fog has just been pouring through the gate and into San Francisco, where it's been gray all day long. A lot of times you have the fog in the morning and clearing in the afternoon. But today, there was no clearing, and this picture proves it. A live view at the Golden Gate Bridge, and look at that gray scene out there for this evening. It's been looking like that all day long. For tonight, since we already have the fog into the bay, it's going to move into the East Bay valleys fairly quickly for tonight around midnight. For tomorrow morning, we're going to see pretty much a carbon copy tomorrow. A copy of what we had today. So for tomorrow, look for pretty much the same conditions with extensive fog in the morning, drizzle by the coast, and slow clearing through the morning. And I think there may not be any clearing for the west side of San Francisco and for the coast. That's what Fog Tracker is showing. Here we are, midnight, Saturday night, Sunday morning. There's the fog of the coast. Notice it's already into the North Bay valleys, fog into the bay, and that will spread inland as we get into the hours after midnight. So by morning, 7 a.m., look for extensive fog, East Bay valleys, by the bay, North Bay. Even though it's not depicted here, we'll have the clouds for the South Bay too. And look for the East Bay valleys to clear out about 9 o'clock. By 10, still fog into the bay, and here for the North Bay valleys. And then for noon, still some clouds for San Francisco and the coast, and I think that will last through much of the day, much of the afternoon. Temperatures will remain about the same as what we had today. So look for upper 70s for the South Bay. San Jose, 78 degrees, mid-70s for Mountain View and Milpitas. Warmest spots, inland valleys will get up into the 80s. Antioch, one of the warmest places, close to 90 degrees. But notice Concord, Walnut Creek, just low 80s. That's below average. Same for Pleasanton. By the bay, we're going to see 60s here into Hayward and Oakland with lots of low clouds through much of the morning. San Francisco going up into the low 60s once again for another day. Look for a high of 63 degrees. And for the North Bay, we'll have readings here primarily into the 70s with Napa topping out at 77 degrees. Here's the 7-day around the bay. And as we go into next week, not much change. In fact, what we're seeing right now is pretty much going to be the same story all the way through next week, with perhaps a little bit of warming as we get into the middle to late part of this coming week. John?